All right, so here we go. 5.5. Simplify algebraic expressions, part 2. In part 1, we didn't really actually simplify anything. All we did was find out the parts of an expression. And so today we're going to focus on simplifying. So you can just continue. You don't have to start on new notes, but you can if you want. So we're going to work today with that. All right, so today we're going to talk about simplify. All right, and remember, to simplify is exactly what it sounds like, to make things more simple. All right, to take something that maybe has 5 terms and take it down to 2 or 3 terms, the least amount you can. So you go as far as you can, you do as much as you can when you simplify. So let's start with an easy one here. Let's start with just something like this: 2x plus 4x. Okay, 2x plus 4x. Very simple problem to start out with. All right. So again, just to kind of go back from yesterday, let's kind of break this down a little bit. We know that there are 2 terms. Okay. So the terms, there are 2 of them. Okay. And what are the coefficients? Let's talk about that again, because that's the part that we're going to be adding and subtracting is the coefficients. So our coefficients are, remember, the numbers in front of the variable. And again, I'll repeat it again. It's just the numbers. So the coefficients in this expression are 2 and 4. Okay. Yesterday's IXL talked about this a little bit. So hopefully you guys were able to do that. If not, you can do it later today or tonight. Okay, so the coefficients are 2 and 4. And do we have like terms? Yes, we do, right? We have like terms, which are 2x and 4x. So our like terms are 2x and 4x. Okay, so again, coefficients are just the numbers. I want to repeat that a bunch because it's something that's super simple. I want you guys to do this. Okay, because these are like terms, we can combine them. So if we combine 2x and 4x, we simply get 6x. And that's it. That's the answer to this problem, right? Notice it's simple because instead of 2 terms, now it's only 1 term, right? And that's as simple as you can get. You cannot do anything else. I cannot multiply 6 times x and it doesn't become something else. That's it. 6x is the most simple answer that you can get. And that's our goal. Simplify as much as we can. This one did not have any constants, so we don't have to worry about it. All right, let's try another one here. Let's make things a little bit more difficult. All right, 7x plus 2 plus 8x plus 6. All right, now I'm going to walk us through this one, and I'm going to show you some strategies that I like to use. Some of you could probably do this already, and you can try to put in the chat if you'd like. But this is what I like to do, and if you have colored pencils or something, that's probably something good to have. If not, then you can just use different shapes. So what I like to do is I like to take. Well, first of all, I like to think that they're all adding. Okay, so if I have any subtraction, I'll keep switch change just so I know what I'm doing there. Okay. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is, if they're all adding, which is good, then I'm going to put boxes or underline or something to show that I know which shapes are together, which ones are like terms. So a couple different ways to do this. I like to look this. Okay, so I know 7x and 8x are both like terms. And then I know also that 6 and positive 2 are like terms. So you can use whatever system you like: underlines, boxes, triangles, circles, highlights, just the things that'll help you to see which things are together and which things are not. Okay, so now from here, you can do it a couple different ways. One way I like to do it is you could use the commutative property. Remember, commutative property says you can add in any order. So I'm going to say, okay, well, 7x plus 8x plus 2 plus 6. So I just rewrote it. I used the commutative property to rewrite. And now I can combine things together that I want. So I'm going to say, first of all, 7x plus 8x. Those two combine to make 15x. And 2 plus 6 combine to make 8. And it's all adding. So there it is. My final answer, simplified, 15x plus 8. Remember, I cannot combine these. I cannot make 23x or anything like that. Okay. Now, did you have to do this step? No. Some people like to do it straight from here, and they like to say, okay, I'm just going to combine these two and then combine the 2 and the 6. However you want to do it, and as long as you keep it organized in your mind. Okay. As long as you're able to keep it organized, then we'll be in good shape. Right. So let's have you guys try one here. All right. How about this? Negative 3y plus 8 plus 5y plus 1. All right. Can you simplify this, please? Simplify it and go ahead and put it in the chat. That's good. All right. Good job, Jenny. Good job, Jarrett. Good job, Allison. Good job, Kelly. All right, we seem to be doing okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to show you a different way to do this problem. Check it out. I'm going to do it like this. I've got negative 3y and 5y. So those two combine to make 2y. And then I have positive 8 and positive 1. And those two combine to make 9. And it's all adding. So that's my final answer. 2y plus 9. Now, I had some people in the chat try to combine it and make 17y or something like that. Or no, remember, this is it. This is the final answer. Okay. All right, let's try a few more. I just want to make sure we get enough practice here. Again, you're just combining the ones that are like, combining the like terms. That's the whole big part of today's lesson. How about if I did something like this? All right, this one's a little tricky. Go ahead and try and put this one in the chat, see if we get this. Good job, Jenny. Good job, Alondra. All right, anyone else want to give it a shot? This one's a little bit tricky. You have to remember, what is the number in front of this m right here? What's the number in front of the m? It's not a 0, but it's a 1. Oh, right. So if that's 1, then all you have to do is actually, now it looks a lot easier, right? And I would encourage you to do that. If you see just a variable by itself, put the 1 in front of it until you're really comfortable with it. Once you get the hang of it, then you don't need it. But in the beginning, it's probably good to put that 1 there. Okay, so we put the 1 there and we say, okay, 6m plus 1m, so these two can combine, are 7m. And if it helps, use a word instead of just the letter m. So for example, I could say 6 monkeys plus 1 monkey makes 7 monkeys, right? That's it. And then the minus 2, it's all on its own, nothing changed, so it just keeps like that. And there you go. That is your final answer. All right. So again, all it is combining like terms. There's little nuances, things like, okay, there's, in this case, we had a regular m, just m by itself. Remember, that's not just m, that's 1m. And now you know to combine. Right? So now let's get into some of the harder stuff when we start doing subtraction or with some negatives in there. Okay. How about this? 2g minus 3 plus 11 minus 8g. Now, if you want to work ahead of me, go ahead, but I'm going to work through this one a little bit slowly for us. I think the easiest thing to do, or the best thing to do here, is keep switch change. Change all of our minuses into adding a negative, right? Change all of our minuses to adding a negative. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a keep switch change. So here we go. 2g, instead of minus 3, it's going to become plus a negative 3. Keep switch change. Plus 11 stays. Instead of negative 8g, it's going to be plus a negative 8g. So hopefully you see what I did there. I did a keep switch change first. All right, next, I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to use the commutative property, and I'm going to rewrite this problem so that my g's are together and my regular numbers are together. So I see that, okay, I've got a 2g and a negative 8g. So I'm going to write that 2g plus negative 8g. And then I've got a negative 3 and a positive 11. So negative 3 plus positive 11. And again, I know it's adding in the middle because we changed everything to adding already. All right, so now why don't you guys go ahead and do the last step, right? It's basically just like those integers we did in chapter 3, but now you have these variables kind of next to them. All right, so I know that 2g and negative 8g make a negative 6g. And we are adding negative 3 plus 11 gives me positive 8. And there you go. That is your final answer. Okay. So it seems kind of complicated, but again, all you're doing really is sorting. You're just putting the numbers that can the terms that can go together, and the ones and then sorting it down to make it as simple as possible. So again, I like to use the laundry example. It's like you have a big basket of laundry, and it seems really disorganized, but then as you fold and sort, you put the shirts in one pile, you put the pants in one pile, the socks in another pile, and then you get something that's more simple and more organized. And if you've ever taken clothes out of the dryer, it's like a big mound of clothes, but after you fold it all, it's all shrunken down into something that's a lot more simple and easy to carry. That's exactly what we're doing here, right? That's exactly what we're doing here. Okay, so going back again, kind of reviewing a little bit, we talked about, again, terms, coefficients, and like terms. Remember, the coefficients are just, okay, coefficients are just the numbers in front of the variable. So 2 and 4, okay? And then we talked about you can rewrite things using the commutative property and just put things that are together. And again, I would use some sort of system, whether it be boxes or circles or underlines or whatever that is, okay? And then we have just combining like terms. And again, for these ones with the minus signs, I would do a keep switch change just so I know that I'm only dealing with adding, and that's kind of helpful for me. But again, if you want to do it another way, that's fine. Some people like to do arrows, some people like to rewrite, some people like to do all these different things, okay? So find a way that works for you to organize it best, okay? Some of you guys like to do your shirts first, some people like to do pants first. It doesn't matter. As long as it all gets organized, then we're just going to be good to go, all right?